how your daily habits control your vibration without you realizing it. Imagine waking up every morning and unknowingly setting the frequency for your entire day, for your entire life. Most people think their vibration is something mysterious, something reserved for spiritual masters or deep meditators. But the truth is, your vibration is being shaped moment by moment, not by grand spiritual experiences, but by the smallest, most unconscious habits you engage in every single day. Your thoughts, your actions, your routines, they are constantly tuning you to a certain frequency. And whether that frequency is high or low is not determined by luck, but by patterns you have been following for years, maybe even decades, without realizing their true effect. I think about this. The first thing you do when you wake up, does it elevate you or drain you? Or do you grab your phone and immediately consume the energy of the external world before even setting your own? Do you start your day in reaction mode, letting messages, notifications, and news dictate your mental state? Or do you take a moment to establish your own vibration before engaging with anything outside of yourself? This single habit alone determines more about your energy than most people ever realize. Because the moment you start your day in reaction mode, you are no longer in control of your frequency, something else is.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But it doesn't stop there. Every choice you make throughout the day, every interaction, every thought, is either strengthening or weakening your vibration. The food you eat, the way you speak to yourself, the media you consume, these are not just ordinary actions. They are programming you. They are either aligning you with higher energy or pulling you deeper into density. And the most dangerous part, most of these habits are so ingrained that you don't even question them. You don't stop to ask, is this raising my vibration or lowering it? Is this making me more powerful or less? Let's go deeper. Have you ever noticed that certain environments feel heavy while others feel light? That certain people leave you feeling drained while others uplift you. This is not random. This is energy. And if you are not actively choosing what you expose yourself to, your vibration is being shaped by default. The conversations you engage in, do they expand your mind, or do they keep you stuck in cycles of negativity? The entertainment you consume, does it elevate your consciousness, or does it subtly reinforce fear, scarcity, and limitation? Every single thing you allow into your awareness is either feeding your energy or depleting it. But here's the part that most people miss. It's not just about avoiding negativity, it's about actively cultivating high-frequency habits. Too many people think raising their vibration means just cutting out bad influences. But if you don't replace them with powerful, intentional habits, your energy will always default back to the familiar. So ask yourself, what do I do every day that strengthens my vibration? What rituals, what practices, what conscious choices am I making to elevate my state? Because if you don't have an answer, that means your vibration is being controlled by external forces rather than by you. Now, let's talk about your inner dialogue. Most people focus on external habits, but completely ignore the most powerful vibration-shaping force of all, the way they speak to themselves. Every thought you think is an energetic command. Every belief you reinforce is a frequency you are tuning into. When you wake up, do you immediately flood your mind with empowering thoughts, or do you unconsciously replay old doubts, worries, and limitations? The words you tell yourself in silence are the most powerful vibrational habit of all. If you do not master your inner dialogue, no external habit will ever be enough to sustain a high vibration. And then there's your body. Most people separate their spiritual energy from their physical body, but this is a mistake. Your body is the physical manifestation of your vibration. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you treat yourself, all of this determines how energy flows through you. If you are stagnant, if you do not move, if you do not breathe deeply, your energy becomes stuck. This is why movement is one of the fastest ways to shift your state. Whether it's stretching, dancing, shaking off old energy, when you engage with your body, you shift your vibration instantly. So now, take a moment and ask yourself, what unconscious habits have been shaping my vibration without me realizing it? What do I do every single day that is either lifting me higher or pulling me lower? Because until you become aware of these patterns, your energy will always be controlled by forces outside of you. The key to mastery is not just knowing that you are a vibrational being, it is actively creating a life that supports, strengthens, and sustains your highest frequency. The hidden triggers that lower your vibration and how to break free from them. Most people don't realize that their energy is being hijacked every single day. Not by some external force, not by some mysterious spiritual entity, but by their own unconscious habits, their own unnoticed triggers. The truth is, your vibration is not just determined by what you consciously do, but by what you unconsciously allow. And if you do not become aware of the hidden triggers that are constantly pulling you into lower frequencies, you will always feel like you are fighting an uphill battle, one step forward, two steps back. Let's talk about the most overlooked trigger of all, the energy of the past. Every experience you've ever had, every emotion you've ever felt, every unresolved moment of pain, it's all still active in your energy field if you haven't fully processed and released it. This is why certain places, certain songs, certain smells can instantly shift your mood. They trigger something deep in your subconscious, something you thought you had moved on from but is still lingering beneath the surface. And here's the part most people don't realize. If you are not actively clearing your energy, your past is still shaping your present vibration. Think about this. How often do you replay old memories in your mind? How often do you revisit past mistakes, past heartbreaks, past failures, as if thinking about them will somehow change them? Every time you do this, you are not just remembering, you are reliving. You are tuning your vibration back to the energy of that moment, reinforcing it, keeping it alive in your field. And if that energy is heavy, if it is unresolved, it will continue to pull you down no matter how much you try to raise your frequency in other ways. Then there are the emotional patterns you've unknowingly normalized. Have you ever noticed that certain emotions feel like home to you? Maybe it's stress, maybe it's worry, maybe it's self-doubt. Even when things are going well, do you find yourself defaulting back to these states? This is because your nervous system has been conditioned to operate at a certain vibration. If you've spent years, maybe even decades, living in survival mode, in overthinking, in cycles of fear, then even when peace is available, it feels unfamiliar. And what is unfamiliar feels unsafe to the subconscious mind. This is why so many people sabotage their own happiness, their own success, their own high vibration state, because on a deep level, they have become addicted to the emotions that keep them stuck. But it goes even deeper. Another hidden trigger that lowers your vibration is the energy you absorb from others without realizing it. Have you ever spent time with someone and walked away feeling drained, even though nothing particularly negative happened? Have you ever entered a room and felt a heaviness in the air, as if something unseen was weighing it down? Energy is contagious. And if you are not actively protecting your own frequency, you are constantly absorbing the frequencies of those around you. Most people think they are making their own choices, feeling their own emotions, thinking their own thoughts. But in reality, much of what they experience is simply the energy they have picked up from their environment. This is why who you surround yourself with is one of the most important factors in maintaining a high vibration. If you are constantly around people who complain, who see the world through a lens of negativity, who feed off drama and low-frequency emotions, then no matter how much inner work you do, their energy will seep into yours. And then there's the hidden power of unconscious agreements. Every time you engage in a conversation that reinforces limitation, Every time you agree with a belief that lowers your frequency, every time you allow yourself to be pulled into someone else's version of reality, you are making an energetic contract. You are saying, yes, I accept this frequency as my own. And most people do this without even thinking. They agree with societal narratives that tell them they are powerless. They agree with collective fears that are not even their own. They agree with the idea that life has to be hard, that success requires struggle, that happiness is something to be earned rather than something to be lived. So now ask yourself, what unconscious agreements have I been making? What energies have I been absorbing? What emotional patterns have I been repeating without even realizing it? Because until you become aware of these hidden triggers, your vibration will always be controlled by forces outside of you. But here's the good news: the moment you become aware, you take back your power. The moment you recognize these patterns, you can break free from them. And the way to do this is not through force, not through resistance, but through conscious intention. You must actively choose what you allow into your field. You must actively clear old energies that no longer serve you. You must actively reprogram your nervous system to feel safe in high-frequency states. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through energetic detoxing. Just as your body requires cleansing, your energy does too. This can be done through breathwork, meditation, movement, sound healing, anything that shifts stagnant energy and allows new frequencies to flow in. But the most important thing is consistency. You cannot clear your energy once and expect lifetime results. Just as you wouldn't shower once and assume you are clean forever, energetic hygiene is something that must be maintained daily. And then there's the power of conscious rewiring. Every time you catch yourself slipping into an old emotional pattern, pause. Every time you notice yourself absorbing someone else's energy, disengage. Every time you realize you are tuning into a lower vibration, shift. The key is not perfection, it is awareness. The more aware you become, the less control these hidden triggers have over you. So now ask yourself, am I truly choosing my vibration, or am I letting unconscious forces dictate it? Am I protecting my energy, or am I leaving it open to anything and everything? Because once you take full responsibility for your frequency, everything changes. You stop falling into old cycles. You stop being pulled by the past. You stop absorbing energies that are not yours to carry. You become the master of your own vibration. The frequency shift, how to rewire your daily habits for unstoppable high vibration. Once you become aware of the hidden triggers that lower your vibration, the next step is rewiring your daily habits to support a state of unstoppable high energy. Because the truth is, raising your vibration is not something you do once, it is something you become. It is a way of living, a way of thinking, a way of existing that aligns you with higher frequencies effortlessly. And the only way to make this shift permanent is by transforming the habits that define your everyday life. Most people mistakenly believe that high vibration is an emotional state, something temporary that comes and goes depending on external circumstances. But true high vibration is not just a feeling, it is a baseline frequency. It is the default state that you operate from, the energy you carry with you no matter what is happening around you. And this baseline is built not in moments of inspiration, but in the small, consistent choices you make every single day. Let's start with the most fundamental shift of all, your morning routine. The way you start your day determines everything. If you wake up and immediately expose yourself to stress, distractions, and low-frequency energy, you are programming yourself to operate from that state for the rest of the day. But if you take control of your morning, if you start with intention, clarity, and high-energy habits, you create a vibration that carries you through everything else. So ask yourself, what is the first thing you do when you wake up? Do you immediately reach for your phone and flood your mind with external noise? Do you check emails, messages, news, social media, allowing other people's energy to invade your space before you've even set your own. This single habit alone can make or break your vibration, because the moment you wake up, your mind is in a highly receptive state. Your subconscious is wide open, and whatever you feed it in those first moments sets the tone for your entire reality. Now imagine a different scenario. Imagine waking up and taking a deep, intentional breath before doing anything else. Imagine placing your hand on your heart, feeling the energy of gratitude, consciously setting your vibration before engaging with the outside world. Imagine moving your body, stretching, shaking off any stagnant energy from sleep. Imagine speaking powerful words to yourself, reinforcing the frequency you want to carry throughout the day. This is not just a morning routine, this is vibrational mastery. But it doesn't stop there. Your habits throughout the day are either maintaining or disrupting your vibration. One of the most overlooked yet powerful ways to sustain a high frequency is through conscious microadjustments. Every time you notice yourself dropping into autopilot, into a lower state, into unconscious habits, pause. Take a deep breath. Shift. Realign. Most people let their energy drift throughout the day, unaware that they have the power to reset their frequency at any moment. You do not have to wait for the next morning, the next meditation, the next right moment. You can shift right now in an instant. And then there's the power of movement. If you are not actively moving your body throughout the day, your energy becomes stagnant. Most people sit for hours, barely breathing deeply, barely engaging with their physical form. But your body is not just a container for your consciousness, it is an energetic instrument. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you carry yourself determines how energy flows through you. This is why high vibration people often gravitate toward practices like yoga, dance, stretching, or even just mindful walking. They are not just moving their bodies, they are moving their energy. And let's talk about food. Most people do not realize that what they consume is not just affecting their physical health, it is affecting their frequency. Highly processed, low-energy foods carry a vibration of density, of stagnation, of disconnection. Fresh, vibrant, nutrient-dense foods carry a frequency of life, clarity, and alignment. This is not about strict diets or rigid rules, it is about awareness. Do you feel lighter, more energized, more connected after eating? Or do you feel heavy, sluggish, and disconnected from your body? Your food is either fueling your vibration or dulling it. But here's the most important shift of all. Your mind is the ultimate frequency setter. No matter how many external habits you change, if your thoughts are operating at a low frequency, your vibration will follow. Every thought you think is reinforcing a certain reality. Every belief you hold is shaping the energy you exist in. And most people do not realize that their internal or dialogue is the most powerful vibrational habit of all. So ask yourself, what thoughts do I repeat to myself daily? Are they expansive, empowering, elevating? Or are they filled with doubt, limitation, and fear? Because your mind is either lifting you into higher frequencies or anchoring you into lower ones. And the most powerful way to shift this is through conscious mental reprogramming. Every time you catch yourself in a low-frequency thought pattern, do not just ignore it, replace it. Interrupt it. Speak a new reality into existence. Imagine if, every time you caught yourself doubting, you replaced it with deep certainty. Imagine if, every time you felt fear, you replaced it with trust. Imagine if, every time you fell into old thought loops, you consciously rewired them into something higher. This is not about fake positivity, this is about choosing your frequency with full awareness. And finally, let's talk about nighttime energy sealing. Just as your morning sets the tone for your day, your nighttime routine sets the tone for your subconscious programming. If you go to sleep in a state of stress, fear, or negativity, your subconscious continues to process that energy throughout the night. But if you consciously seal your energy before bed, If you clear your mind, release all heaviness, and enter sleep in a high vibration state, you are literally programming yourself for a higher frequency life. So now, take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I truly designing my daily habits to support my highest vibration? Or am I still allowing unconscious patterns to pull me back into lower frequencies? Because the truth is, your energy is not something that happens to you, it is something you create. And once you take full control of your habits, your mind, your choices, you will no longer have to try to raise your vibration. You will simply become it. The ultimate transformation, how to lock in a high vibration for life and never fall back again. There comes a moment in every spiritual journey when the shift becomes permanent. A moment when raising your vibration is no longer something you have to think about, no longer something you have to chase, it simply becomes who you are. This is the final transformation. The point where you no longer get pulled back into old frequencies, where your energy remains unshaken no matter what happens around you. And the key to locking in this state for life is not willpower, not discipline, not even effort, it is identity. Because here's the truth, your vibration is not just a state you enter, it is a reflection of who you believe yourself to be. If deep down, you still see yourself as someone who struggles, who doubts, who falls back into old patterns, then no matter how much you try to raise your frequency, you will always return to what is familiar. But when you become the kind of person who naturally radiates high vibration, when you shift your core identity to match the highest version of yourself, everything changes. You no longer have to force the shift, it simply becomes your new normal. So how do you do this? The first step is to eliminate the possibility of returning to lower frequencies. Most people leave an open door to their old selves without realizing it. They keep certain habits, certain relationships, certain environments that subtly pull them back into lower vibrations. But if you are truly ready to lock in your transformation, you must burn the bridge to your past self. You must remove anything that no longer aligns with your highest frequency, not just temporarily, but permanently. This means setting boundaries that are non-negotiable. This means no longer entertaining thoughts, behaviors, or energies that do not serve you. This means fully committing to the life, the energy, the vibration that you know you are meant to embody. And then you must surround yourself with an environment that reinforces your new identity. Because the people, the spaces, the energies you engage with daily are either strengthening your transformation or pulling you back into old patterns. If you are serious about maintaining a high vibration for life, you must be ruthless about protecting your energy. You must surround yourself with people who expand you, with environments that uplift you, with influences that keep you in alignment. High vibration is not just about what you do, it is about what you allow into your field. But here's the final and most important shift of all. You must fully embody the frequency of your highest self now. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, not when you feel ready now. Because if you keep putting your highest vibration in the future, it will always remain in the future. You must start thinking, acting, moving, speaking as if you are already that version of you. Not just sometimes, not just when it's easy, but always. You must live as if there is no other option, no other reality, no other way of being. So now, take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I still holding on to parts of my old self, or am I truly ready to step into my highest vibration permanently? Because once you decide, truly decide, there is no going back. You will move through the world differently. You will no longer get pulled into lower frequencies. You will no longer struggle to maintain your energy. You will simply be effortlessly, powerfully, unshakably. This is the ultimate transformation. This is the final shift. You are already it. Now live like it.